Good morning, Kristen. So my topic today is to cut through the cognitive obscuration. Very important understanding in the path of awakening. But before we do that, a couple of minutes silent sitting. Okay, that's 2 or 3 minutes. Silent sitting is so important to recognize the inner peace, calm. Again, there's 3 aspects to measure how long you can dwell in this self-recognition or inner peace and calm. How fast you can recognize and dive into the field of pure observation. And third one is how frequent. So sometimes we can dwell in this self-recognition for minutes or hours even, or even days if you master. So there's a suggestion. If you can enter it very quickly, so for a couple of minutes, you can consciously choose come out and enter it again. See how fast you can go or dive. But again, all these 3 aspects are relatives. So how long, how fast, how often? Actually, ultimately it's wrong because you're always in it. So the 3 relatives are in respect to or in comparison of the monkey mind. We're talking about monkey mind. So we use these techniques. like meditation. Anyway, we are always, was, and will be in the field of pure awareness. So this is ultimate teaching. We are effortlessly in the field of pure observation. But to counteract the monkey mind, we need meditation. How fast, how often, how frequent, or how long, how long, how fast, how frequent. You see the two truths, relative truth and ultimate truth. It's better we understand both. Okay, that's some preparation. And today's topic, to cut through the cognitive obscurations. So in the 2 days ago, I think I talked about there's two sets of obscurations that block the way of true seeing, or the seeing the path, 见道. One set is the cognitive obscuration. The second set is the emotional obscurations. So the first one, cognitive one, if we can cut through the first one, then the second one, to cut through the emotional obscuration, is just a matter of time. Sooner or later, you can cut your emotional one after you can cut through your cognitive obscuration. So in this perspective, it is very, very important to cut through the cognitive obscuration. Why we are talking about these two obscurations? Because once you can cut through all of the tool of the obscurations, you enter the door of enlightenment, and there's no return. You won't go back to unenlightened being again. So in that way, you enter the door of enlightenment. You are safe. So once you enter the door, it's only a matter of time you can reach your full enlightenment, the Buddhahood. Okay? Do you follow? It's so important. Basically, after 10 years meditation and kind of a couple years sharing and teaching, now there's milestones that in the path of awakening, which is so important. And we have to understand it intellectually first. Then we can follow this map. It's so helpful and encouraging. Great. So how to cut through the first cognitive obscurations? So is the true teaching of Buddhism is emptiness, right? So to cut through the cognitive obscuration is to realize or to recognize the emptiness of all phenomena world, including your body and including your mind. So in Chinese, we say the first obscurative one, cut through the cognitive obscuration, is 见惑. So if you can see the emptiness of all the phenomena world, including your body and mind, including the nature, the animal, the trees, the whole cosmos, including your human psyche, then you have that right view. You understand everything is empty. From all the names and forms, you can recognize the emptiness of all the names and forms. That's critical. How then? So if we talk about this cognitive obscurations, there's 5 aspects. First one is 身见. So basically, we identify ourselves as this body. Make sense? Since we are born into this world, we identify this is I, this is me, my body is me. This belongs to me. This is me. Then that's the first obstacle in the group of cognitive obscurations we should break through or cut through. Disidentify with the body. I'm not saying you don't care your body, okay? You don't identify yourself with the body. You are the true being or spirit living in this body. That's the first one. Second one is the duality cognitive of dualities of cognition. So basically, duality means there's I, you are listening to me, you are watching me. There's I who watching Dong's talking now. So there's duality world, right? You separated this dual aspects. That's wrong view. We are one. We are non-dual. So non-duality or cut through the dual cognition of view is the second one. The third one is more for the first two is so important, okay? Then the rest of 3 is relative and less important. The third one is 断见取见. So for the monks and nuns, they have to go. They realize they have to go to the temples to have all the rituals, rites and rituals to bow to the Buddha, to bow, to repeat the mantras. So they have that attachment to the rituals and rites. Okay. So that attachment to the rituals and the rites should be cut through too. Understood? Understand here? Do you follow? Of course, it's okay. It's even great to follow all the rites and rituals, but don't think that I have to do it to God enlightened. No, that's not necessary. It's not a must. So if you're a awakened person, you know that it's not necessary to follow all the details of the rites and rituals. Okay, you cut through that one understanding too. 断戒取戒. And the fourth one is cut through your limited knowledge or understanding about the whole universe or total picture. So basically, we have sort of or kinds of understanding of who am I, what is the rest of nature and the cosmos, right? We have some understandings. But sometimes it becomes our obstruction or hindrance if you really attach to what's your understanding. For example, you're a doctor, medical doctor. You believe that everything is about body is very physical, and you can save yourself by surgery, by medication, by operations, and you believe it's absolutely right. Then you attach to your understanding so much that you can release it. So that's that's the fourth one we are talking about. Once you attach to your understanding or attach to your limited understanding, you don't have space or free space to have a greater one or total understanding. Make sense? So that's the fourth one. Then the fifth one is any other limited understandings and or experiences that limit you or grounds you or prison you that I am that. Make sense? So in the umbrella or category of the cognitive obscurations, there's 5 categories, okay, or subcategories. One is the wrong identification with the body. I'm this body. Second is the wrong view of duality world. Third is your attachment to the rituals and rites. Fourth, the limited understanding, your attachment to the unwholesome or limited understanding of who you are and the rest of the cosmos. Actually, it's one thing. Then the fifth one is any other limited understandings you attached or kind of prison you. Hopefully I make it clear here. How to cut through all these 5 subcategories or branches is to see the emptiness of all the phenomena world, including your body, including your mind, which means your limited understanding, your thoughts, feelings, emotions, so you can see the emptiness of all these phenomena. So again, it's back to the core teaching of emptiness. What is emptiness mean? What does emptiness mean? Okay. 1 minute of silence again, maybe, to dwell in the field of emptiness. Okay. The best way from our experience to describe the emptiness is if you go to beach, if you look at the ocean or the sea. Imagine you're standing at Mexico Beach, okay? Vast view of an open view with, ocean or sea in front of you. So what you see is waves and ripples, right? The waves is patting the shore one by one after one with sound, and you see millions, billions of waves if you look at the ocean. So no waves can be separate from other waves. Each wave or ripple is interconnected with every other wave. The whole ocean or sea is manifested as the movements of waves, and undercurrents, and also the whole body. So in this perspective, the ocean is the wave, and wave is the ocean. So emptiness means there's no separate wave. Okay? Every wave is interconnected with other waves. So emptiness has very close relationship to the second concept of Buddha's teaching, non-self. So we cannot say a wave is substantially existent. A wave is just a fleeting moment of that, up and down of all the whole entire ocean. And the entire ocean is manifested in each fleeting dynamic waves. So the wave has no self, has non-self. It's empty. Okay. So in the same way, if you truly completely understand what I'm saying here, our body and mind are waves in the cosmic ocean. Our body and mind has no true self. My words, my English words, my Chinese words in my brain are interconnected to to my background, to my Chinese background, to my 10 years of meditation. It's all interconnected with my parents, with my teachers, with my masters I followed. You see, each moment is interconnected with every other being, no matter it's 10,000 years ago or 1,000 years ago or 1,000 years later. Each moment is interconnected with our memory, our experience, our understanding, and every others too. Because my parents told me to be a good person, to be, to study hard. So I still have that impressions. Everyone has, right? But the key is you realize that all your experience, understandings, and the interactions with your family, with your colleagues, and with the society or community are empty. It's a organic, dynamic whole. There's really nothing you can attach to. There's ungraspable. Everything is moving, spinning. Everything is changing too. So that's the true understanding of emptiness. There's no such thing as a substantial I can grasp. Everything is interconnected with every other thing, and everything is interdepending with every other thing. So just like Thich Han said, the Zen master, he coined interbeing. There's no separate being. There's only interbeing. There's no separate wave, okay, in the ocean. An ocean cannot be separate, a wave cannot be separate from the entire ocean, not at all. The Pacific Ocean is interconnected with the Atlantic Ocean. In a way, we don't understand. And two oceans is interconnected with the spinning of the Earth. Make sense? Nothing is stable. Ultimately, you feel that your ground is stable. Actually, we are traveling in the cosmos at very high speed. So in this perspective, once you really understand there's nothing that is solid, fundamentally solid, no. Then, or in Buddha's words, empty. Everything is empty. Once you understand emptiness, then you can see that you're grasping to your body and your mind is futile. Okay? And it's the end of all the sufferings. Once you have this understanding, and you apply your understanding to your everyday life, you have actualized knowledge. Okay? It's not only a knowledge, it's an actualized knowledge. For example, once you got pissed off, you become angry, you can sit back into a field of awareness and watching your anger vibrates in your body and mind. If you don't pay attention or just ignore it or just purely observe it, the level of anger will subdue. And disappear. That means in this realization, you see the emptiness of an anger. But of course, you start with some small emotion. Okay, you start from like a little bit boring or, agitation or anxiety. You start from small one to watch it rise in your body and fall and then rise again. So to really observe the activities of the mind or mental activities, you need mindfulness. You need meditation. That's why meditation always plays a huge role. You need to be alert, to be mindful, to watch, to observe the mental activities. Now we are understanding, yes, maybe Dong's sharing is right. Everything is empty. You see, sometimes the emptiness has a negative aspect. Don't say, oh, because everything is empty, I don't respect my body. I don't, pay attention to my body anymore. No, you still go to see the doctors. You still brush your teeth. No, brush your teeth, wash your hands. You do it. So if you really understand this emptiness is the highest knowledge, is abstract knowledge. That abstraction means you can draw from your experience to a principle, right? From a form or phenomenon, you can draw a higher understanding. Everything is empty. or emptiness. So you can apply this principle to everything else. Your future experience, your future emotions, your growth, and so on. In Flower Garden Sutra, we say this 摄境归心真空观. So from this phenomena world, you draw a conclusion and you can empty yourself and dwell in the field of emptiness, and you see everything outside of you and inside of you are moving, changing constantly, or evolving too. But no matter how it moves or changes or evolves, it's all empty. It's a final conclusion, final understanding. Then from this final, ultimate understanding, then you can, how to say, have more detailed understandings to put, like you have a framework of Lego pieces, a frame first, then you put everything or dots in between to make this picture or pieces, the whole piece more detailed. Do you know what I'm saying? But first, you can have this view of emptiness. That's the first step. That's the first step in the path of awakening. 断见惑, cut through the cognitive obscurations. Why? Because once you see emptiness of your body, of your mind, including the emotions, including your limited understanding, including your attachment to the rites and rituals, including every other limited understanding, like no matter you're a doctor or professor or, a great man in the world, our understanding of the truth, the ultimate truth, is always limited. If you are not, then you're Buddha. A Buddha is a fully enlightened, conscious being. There's no superior than that understanding of Buddha's understanding anymore. That's called Buddha, the highest realization that a human being can achieve. So I talked about this days ago. So if you can cut through your cognitive obscurations, meaning you can see that all the phenomena world, including your body mind, is empty, then you enter the stream. We call it the stream enterer, Sotapanna. You see, I find a term in Buddha's teaching to match exactly the certificate, like a title, okay? Once you can see through the emptiness of the other phenomena world, you are Sotapanna. So I can paste here. I talked about this days ago. So if you click on this Sotapanna, you see in Buddhism, a Sotapanna, 入流 in Chinese, or 须陀洹, is the stream enterer, stream winner, or stream entrant. Is a person who has seen the Dharma, the emptiness of the Dharma. Dharma can translate to all the phenomena world, of all the phenomena including your body, mind, nature, cosmos, everything. So Sotapanna is a person who has seen the Dharma and thereby has dropped the first three fetters that bind a being to possible rebirth in one of the three lower realms. And animals, hungry ghosts, and hellish states. So you won't want to go there. The lower realms, the hell, the hungry ghost, and the animals. You see, the self-view or the wrong identification that I'm this body mind, okay, or the inability to see the emptiness. That's a make sense. So clinging to rites and rituals, right, and a skeptical indecision. So you don't like you have doubt in the Buddha's teaching. So stream enterer is a stream which leads to a vast ocean, nibbana or nirvana. So entering the stream is the first of the four stages of enlightenment. So if we go to the fourth stage of enlightenment, it's from Theravada's teaching, but it's very helpful. So Theravada, Mahayana, Vajrayana. So if we go to, I think there's a, if you click the fourth stage of enlightenment, in the middle at the right, there's a draft, there's a picture here. So the four planes of liberation. The first one, stream enterer, the left column, then once returner, then non-returner, then arahant or araha. So first, second, third, and the fourth. So a stream enterer abandoned three fetters or three obscurations, which is identity view. Okay, you have a wrong identity. As normal, our world person, we have wrong identity that I'm this body and mind. But as a stream enterer, you can disidentify it. You have a right view now. And second one, you fetters you letting go or abandon is the doubt in Buddha. For me, I totally believe in Buddha's teaching now. Not only is literally right, but also from my experience, wow, it's so true. Okay, I have no doubt in Buddha's teaching anymore. And the third one is that you abandon ascetic or ritual rules. You don't think that aesthetic practice or ritual rules is a must or it's necessary to reach enlightenment. No, you abandon that fetters too. But definitely a certain level of aesthetic practice or ritual rules is helpful. So pay attention to here. If you go further, you have, so you see both the stream enterer and the once returner have abandoned three fetters. And if you go up, there's non-returner. As a non-returner, you drop the sensual desire and ill will. Sensual desire is hard to abandon because sexual desire to the worldly person is so how to say sticky. So once you can see, but anyway, you start from the emptiness, the right understanding of emptiness, then gradually you will have less sexual desire. And one day you can see that any desires or dreams are empty too. So you have one day you can totally, completely abandon it. It's just a matter of time, okay? So no worry. And the difference between the first and third is the level that you can abandon the sexual desires and the ill will. Once you become the stream enterer, the first level, then you have less sexual desire. That's a guarantee, and you have less ill will. But to totally abandon your sexual desire and the ill will, you need the time. So that's why the once returner is between the the stream enterer, the first one and third one, the non-returner. The non-returner is totally abandoned the sexual desires. Okay, make sense? Then if you go further, have deeper understanding, arahant, you have material rebirth desire, abandon a material rebirth desire, the conceit, restlessness, and ignorance. So here is the ignorance is very important. Ignorance is the origin of all sufferings, or the origin of all the obscurations. Ignorance is one of the ignorance is that you cannot see the emptiness of the all the phenomena world. So emptiness again is the key teaching of the Buddha. It's a counteract. It's a like if ignorance is a disease or sickness, then wisdom is a counteract, is a medicine to counteract the ignorance. Make sense? So wisdom of emptiness, wisdom of the impermanence, wisdom of the non-self, wisdom of the four wisdoms. I mean, five wisdoms. Sometimes in Tibetan we say five wisdoms. So great mirror wisdom, great mirror-like wisdom, 大平静智. Then non-differentiation wisdom, you can see everything fundamentally is identical. And wisdom of accomplishment, you can use your six senses to achieve, to help, and to awaken others too. So instead of burdened by the six sensory organs, right, or six limited consciousness, and so I've talked the three wisdoms. 妙观察, the fourth wisdom is the how do you you have that pure power of observation. So once you can reach the great mirror-like wisdom, then on top of that we have the pure observation, the power of pure observation. You see samatha and vipassana. So samatha, you have that great mirror-like wisdom first. Then on top of that, you have the power of pure observation. You can understand, you can abstract principles from each situation, each coordinates of space-time. It's crazy. It's like you become a all-in-one scientist. You become all scientists in one. It's really powerful. Anyway, I think these four plans of liberation is you can understand it. And the first one is very important, is milestone in the path of awakening, is you can see emptiness of all the phenomena. And once you can do that, you are stream enterer. It's a breakthrough from worldly person who always in the recycles of birth and death, and ascent that can transcend birth and death. From that moment, you can see the emptiness of all the phenomena. Then you enter the stream of enlightened, like a rivers. You always follow the Buddha's teaching, or you're safe now. It's just a matter of time. I hopefully everyone at this life, at this moment, can become a stream enterer. You see, again, these 4 planes of liberation are relative teachings. You are already a Buddha right now at this moment. Because of this, you can realize the four states of liberation. Anyway, because you are standing in the Buddha land, the ultimate, field, then you can have that relative understandings and realizations. Do you follow? It's so beautiful. So no matter how many spiritual books you have read, okay, no matter how many meditation hours you have been practiced, no matter how many masters you have been followed, there's one critical fundamental criteria to measure is, are you a stream enterer or no? In other words, can you see the emptiness of the phenomena or no? It's like our exam in the educational systems. If I say 60 out of 100 is a pass line. So stream enterer is a pass line. You are qualified to be called a saint. Are you qualified or no? Fundamentally, we are qualified already. We have this Buddha nature. So if you back to the Sotapanna, so we just talked about the 4 states of the liberation, right? Let's see anything interesting in this Sotapanna Wikipedia link. You see, if you go to the paragraph of attainment, in the third paragraph, in the third, there's the Sotapanna. Sotapanna has had their first glimpse of unconditioned element, in which they see the goal in the moment of the fruition of their path, wherever the stream wherever the stream entrant has seen the nibbana or nirvana, and therefore has verified confidence in it. The arahant can drink fully of its water, to use the simile from the well of wisdom. kind of like a satori, right? You see, in Zen Buddhism, we have that term of satori, a glimpse of the ultimate truth. Actually, the ultimate truth, at the moment of satori, actually this moment too, you see the emptiness of all the phenomena, or in other words, you can see through all the names and forms and objects in front of you. Take a look. The rooms, the trees, the houses, the cars, your body and mind. If you can see through the five skandhas, the names and forms, including the body and mind, when you can see through, you see the emptiness, right? So that's the moment of satori, the first glimpse of the ultimate truth. But that glimpse is of fleeting understanding. You lose it, that picture or understanding, very soon. But from that moment, you have a goal to see that unconditioned, untwisted reality. And you are stream enterer. Even though you just has a glimpse of emptiness, you can cut through. But from that moment, you have to cut through. Cut through means you really, at every time, everywhere, every moment, every situation, you see the emptiness. You can disidentify with the body-mind. Then you can be called a Sotapanna, a stream enterer. Wow, so beautiful, so beautiful. My dear friends, this session is so important. We're talking about the criteria to awaken. There's kind of like math. You can measure where you are. Hello, good morning, Sabina. So next time maybe you can come earlier. Saturday mornings or Monday mornings, I start earlier, like 8 a.m. Vancouver time. Any question today? We talk about the very, very important concept and understanding and the realization in the path awakening. So if you have time, you can review this stream. To tell you something very interesting is that, yeah, maybe I still have some time here. Let me show you something. Do you like X-Men? You know, in X-Men, there's a Professor X or Xavier, right? So maybe we have some interesting thing here. Professor Xavier, sorry. So you can click this Wikipedia. I found it so beautiful. Professor X or Xavier is a character appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. Actually, the character first appeared in X-Men #1, 1963. Professor X is depicted as the founder and occasional leader of X-Men. Let's finish this first. So, okay, Xavier is a member of a subspecies of humans known as the mutants, who are born with superhuman abilities. For Professor X, he's an exceptionally powerful telepath. So, telepath, who can read and control the minds of others. You know, I have a lineage of Dzogchen. So in Dzogchen, we visualize things a lot. We visualize this picture of Buddhahood, the Buddha land, with all the Buddhas, masters, and the deities, bodhisattvas on top of us, in our mind and around us. So this visualization is very much like this telepathic power. The more you visualize, the more you realize. It's so beautiful. And one day you see everything is a Buddha, is a Bodhisattva. It's like if you're more into a Christianity, if you visualize heaven every day for 10 years, 20 years, you visualize it as a practice every day for 20 years, 30 years, then one day you see everything around you is an angel, is a part of heaven. That's why it's so important, and that's a total picture. And in this picture, you can talk, you can communicate, you can read the minds of others. Telepathic power, telepathy. It's crazy. I read this and I was so amazed and connected to this X-Men. X-Men in my is a Buddha with a special power. So crazy. Anyway, maybe for that we end this session. An interesting part for you guys to, instead of so boring Buddha's teaching, we have that vivid understanding of Buddha's teaching, which is not boring. Okay, maybe see you tomorrow, 8 a.m. Vancouver time. Bye now. Thank you. See you tomorrow morning. I have to send my kids to the playground now. Soccer. Tomorrow, 8 a.m. morning, Vancouver time. Thank you.